Radio Changalo, restoring everything in Christ with love and truth. Good afternoon. With the main news, I'm Patrick Mpeta. The headlines: lack of electricity in Chirabombois, Kakoso South area angers residents. Sustain natural resources. Animal theft worry Mpongwe DC. Soccer fans will not be allowed in tonight's game between Nkana against Raja Casablanca. The details. Lack of electricity in Chidelabombwe's Kakosa South area has angered residents. The residents explained that criminals are now taking advantage of the dark situation to commit crime. Speaking when Chidelabombwe District Commissioner Roy Ngonsa visited the area yesterday, other residents called on government to equip the area with piped water.
Ukawama yaile shai kushirifo kumecha kosa chinshi kushiringa rama ni matirio na ngula chinshi na kwa nako nguli portable kishitaba tuletira bukashitwa bonkyako apaki pita pampanga pe abalubandi ine njimapanga ndoga kunsto 05 njanshina pafita ndebwera na pafita epo ndenya ndashire pamoya nango abana balemuka kusukuru balebo mapalapene abana bababera mina vya papeni
abana tababerenga anaberengera pisa chipe moto aisana pyo kuno tuafibika fyenga ngedeko nomba tuise tubulia amensha yo tubenwa ngamwateshe kupita potyo tutapiramo au kuti mwaibati au bamaye babe pape bana mpundu.
And Chidelabombwe District Commissioner Roy Ngonsa promised to look into the concerns of the affected residents.
Trust me, I'll make sure that we're looking at prophecy until ukusela ndei ukisha sana nalikulile sana weekend okuwacha kumbeka kubenga kwanisho lero kabiri tekuberenga kweka kula wama tax ayengi pantu kula bokwashika so bwana manager ilili ashita ya teleli I'm also going to write a letter to the province in dollar.
The Copperbelt University, CBU, has emphasized the need to sustain natural resources. CBU Dean in the School of Natural Resources, Professor Felix Calavan, says the school is working in line with the 7th National Development Plan and the Vision 2030, which all speak about sustainable management of natural resources. Professor Calavan said this yesterday when Minister of Higher Education, Brian Mushimba, toured the CBU farm along Kamfinsa Road. He noted that the area is earmarked to have a plant propagation plant, a laboratory for research, computer plant, and a sawmill, which will be shifted from Lufwanyama, where it is located currently. Meanwhile, Higher Education Minister Brian Mushimba held CBU for the set plant and also emphasized the need for the institution to protect the environment, even as they undertake various projects at the site.
Even as you do a lot of plant propagation and look at endangered species of plants and the mukulas and all these other things, I think I'm glad that you mentioned a lot of environmental sustainability in making sure that we protect the environment, we plant enough to protect any soil erosion, to make sure that there is a cohabitation and partnering of trees in the natural setup, as it were. We support your plans to make sure that as you do any project.
And speaking earlier, Copperbelt University Vice Chancellor Professor Naison Ngoma said a developer has already expressed interest to fund the project, and the feasibility study is ongoing.
A dream at all. It's a vision, Honorable Minister. As I'm speaking to you right now, there's a team already from a developer who has expressed an interest to fund this. And they have already begun their work to do some aspects of the feasibility study. We have another local company, accompanied by a Chinese company, THT, which will be providing certain lines. We expect then, if just this whole project here.
Following complaints by some Mpongo residents over an increase in animal thefts, authorities in the area say police patrols have intensified in the area. Speaking to Radio Changalo News in the area, Mpongwe District Commissioner Keith Myler said his office has also received several complaints from people who have had their animals stolen. Mr. Myler also said that concerned community members are also given tips whenever they find anyone slaughtering an animal in the bush. He added that some people were picked up 2 weeks ago by police and even appeared in court over the same matter. He has since called on Mpongo residents to report any cases of animal theft to the police or to his office.
Yes, I'm aware. Very alert, it works together with the police. Yes, we received a tip from a concerned member of the public that some people were slaughtering an animal in the bush. So immediately we engaged the police and some people were arrested. They even appeared in court. So we have.
A 17-year-old girl is dead following a stabbing at a Catholic high school near Edmonton. According to local officials, police were summoned to Christ the King Catholic Church in Leadock, Alberta on Monday. They said the girl had been stabbed in a classroom and was later transported to a local hospital where she died of her wounds. According to the Catholic news agency, a 19-year-old male student was arrested later that day and is currently in custody. Let's see what we have in sports. The Ghana Football Club has announced that CAF will not allow fans during tonight's Confederation Cup Group D match against Raja Casablanca. The match is scheduled to kick off at 18 hours from Levi Mwanawasa Stadium in Ndola. Initially, CAF wanted to allow only 200 fans into the stadium, but there is a change in line with enhanced COVID-19 measures in Africa. It is not yet clear what would happen to fans who bought some of the 200 tickets that were already on sale. This news broadcast comes to you in the community service of Radio Changalo with compliments of Muzmeling and GoTV Broadcasting Zambia Limited. And now international news as monitored from the BBC. 10 days after a series of explosions left more than 100 people dead in Equatorial Guinea, hospitals are still overwhelmed by the number of people injured. Aid agencies offering help to the country say some of the affected by the blast have not been able to seek treatment earlier as they did not have health cover. The Israeli Defense Forces who are offering medical aid in Batato, the BBC, that even though the search and operation activities have been cut off, a lot of bodies lay unclaimed in the morgues. President Obiago Mbazogo has blamed the explosions on the reckless of farmers who lit fires near the military barracks where an armory caught fire. 8 people, many of them women of Asian descent, have been killed in shooting in Espas in the US state in the U.S. state of Georgia. Police said the shooting took place at a massage parlor in Acworth, a suburb north of Atlanta, and 2 aspas in the city itself. Officials said a 21-year-old man had been arrested and was believed to be the suspect in all of the attacks. And finally, Russian President Vladimir Putin is likely to have authorized attempts to influence last year's US election in favor of former President Donald Trump. Moscow spread misleading or unsubstantiated allegations about the eventual winner, Joe Biden, according to US government reports. It is said no foreign government had compromised the final results. Russia called the allegation of election interference as baseless. As we end the news, friends of Radio Chengelo, another look at our headlines. Lack of electricity in Chidela-Wombwes Kakoso South area angers residents. Sustain natural resources. Animal theft worry in Pongwe DC. Soccer fans will not be allowed in tonight's game between Nkana and Raja Casablanca. For these and more details, you can visit our Facebook page. Log on to Facebook and like the Radio Chengelo page and link to radiochengelo.radio12345.com. This has been Patrick Umpeta with the main news. Good afternoon.